Oh my god. Ah, there we go. Um, how does the mic sound, Frank? Cause I have no idea, honestly. A little bit of reverb. I have to work on that, bro. It took me forever to figure all this out. I thought I was just gonna be able to like like pop on Streamlabs and start streaming. Uh, Took a while. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oops. Ah, dude, it feels so weird to be back. It's just, I haven't streamed in like 1 year. Um, yeah, probably gonna take some time to get used to it. Content. Nah. So I honestly don't. It feels weird because I honestly don't know what to say. I feel like I don't know what to say. Um, so well, so you guys saw probably on the Discord. I don't know. You probably saw it, Frank. Um, the first issue for the not the first issue, the one shot for the comic. Um, it's basically almost ready. Honestly, the only thing that's basically missing it's lettering. Um, so I just have to like. It's very annoying. It's the part that it probably taken me the longest to do. Well, the art wasn't done by me, but done by Aubergine. But the the lettering is the only thing that's missing. Once I finish that, I'm gonna let you guys read it. See what you guys think of the one shot. This is not gonna be the final canon episode. Um, 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 bro, this feels so weird, man. I haven't streamed in so long. I cannot believe that I'm streaming again. And I don't really know how to say what to say honestly. Um, but yeah, essentially, so the art is fully done now, and I've already come up with like some improvements that I couldn't do first episode. Uh, and I honestly like what you guys are reading again. It's not gonna be the first episode per se. It's gonna be just a one shot. Give this. To all the newcomers, well, I'm kind of going through an identity crisis because, as you guys probably know, I used to mainly talk about politics and philosophy and all those things, and I really kind of want to stay away from those topics. I just don't really like the not that I don't like like interacting with you guys like on my Discord. Like you guys are not toxic, but overall, I feel like toxic politics. I feel like politics is very toxic and not really worth it, especially for like what my goal is. My main goal with like streaming and making content is essentially like get people to know about me, what I think about media, stories, and stuff like that, and then hopefully get some people to read the stories that I'm writing. Um, um, yeah, so that would be like a big part of it. Yeah. Thinking of probably I'm gonna start making like video essays, talking about like media and stuff like that. And I mean, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, like, we're probably gonna talk about politics every now and then. That's probably gonna happen. Um, but um, um, I would probably kind of stay away from both things. Um, I mean, it's not like I said, like I'm saying, I'm not gonna stay 100% away from it. Like you cannot, you can never avoid politics forever. I just don't want to make it the main focus. Like I don't want this to be like a philosophy stream. I don't want this to be a political stream. I don't want to do any of those things. The main things that I really want to stay on, like that I want to talk about, is like I'm always saying, media, movies, TV shows, anime, manga, maybe books even. Um, it's just kind of like that kind of art space. Um, I do not understand what you're joking about. Did I say something bad already? Did I already say something I wasn't supposed to say? um, yeah, I mean, need a break. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I want to go for. Like obviously I'm gonna. I mean you cannot stay away from politics forever. Like I was saying, I want to talk about. I'm gonna be okay with talking about politics every now. Especially how media can relate to politics and stuff like that. You can obviously expect that when I do like an analysis of some media, probably gonna talk about like the politics and the philosophy behind the characters and the mindset of the character and all those kind of things. I'm kind of like I'm not nervous anymore, but I do still feel weird kind of talking to myself in front of a camera because I just haven't done this in so long that it doesn't feel like a real thing that I'm doing. I feel like I'm practicing for to make content instead of actually making content. Oh, dude, that is actually one that I'm pro. See, my girl told me that not to talk about One Piece yet if I wanted to stay away from politics because I don't think you can talk about One Piece without talking about politics. And I honestly think that most people that are talking about the politics of One Piece are 100% like misunderstanding the story and misunderstanding like the aesthetics of the story and all of those things. But I'm not gonna get into detail of that because I definitely want to make a video essay about that. Um, I think the person that I would say that has gotten closest to actually understanding the politics of One Piece. It's a what? No hat. Never mind. Um, it's a guy. It's a very famous YouTuber that makes like One Piece content, and I think he's the closest I've seen. Um, but mostly like people just go around saying, "Oh, it's like oh Luffy is a communist and stuff like that." It's like that's so stupid. Luffy, I don't think Luffy Luffy himself is not sophisticated enough to really have any kind of philosophy or other than just I do whatever the hell I feel like. He's not a very smart person, but yeah, definitely like talking about One Piece politics is gonna be. Dude, I feel so weird. I'm like touching my hair so much. um, one anime that I actually think it's like not really talked about, like the philosophy behind it, is Hunter x Hunter. I feel like the philosophy of, especially of a character like Gon, the psychology behind a character like Gon is very, it's way more complicated than people actually give him credit for. Especially once you like actually finish the anime, you like without any spoilers, you can definitely understand that Gon is definitely more complicated than people give him credit for. No, for real. Um, yeah. I'm gonna start sharing the screen so I can show the drawing. Does Gon beat Luffy in a fight? I would say no. I mean, so here's something I feel like a lot of people like miss when they. So a lot of people when they like change like worlds like that, they miss the fact that in some worlds like some characters are like way stronger. I don't think honestly, I don't think anybody in Hunter x Hunter, other than like maybe Netero and Meruem. I mean, I guess Actually, let me think about it because you could, yeah. I mean, definitely Meruem and Netero country level. I mean, not villains, but like country level power. So and then Gon by the end of the show is probably gonna be country level too. And Luffy, I don't think Luffy's country level even with Gear 5, honestly. So maybe Gon does win. Maybe Gon does win. Maybe Gon wins. Yeah, maybe adult Gon wins. Yeah, maybe yeah. But like so recently I was like watching this video about power scaling and it was like talking about how strong Krillin from Dragon Ball is. And it blew my mind because sometimes I think about like the secondary characters in Dragon Ball as like very weak characters. And because you compare them, generally you're not comparing them to like other people. The only people you're really comparing them is to people like Vegeta and and Goku. But um dude, Krillin is like way stronger. Like Krillin probably solos like so many universes. Like I think Krillin versus the One Piece world, Krillin wins. Like against the whole One Piece world, I think Krillin actually wins. I think he can just like nuke the planet. And then there's a lot of characters like that in Dragon Ball that they can just like nuke the whole planet and like they just win. Not dude, exactly like uh, it's wild. Like probably by now, like but where I don't know. I stopped watching Dragon Ball after after GT. I think yeah, after GT. See that I agree. This is why like I generally I'm personally I'm not. Like for example, I'm not a big fan of um Jujutsu Kaisen. Like I like the story, I like the characters, I like the power system, but I just think it's like I think it's very depressing and um I it's just not really the kind of stories I vibe with. I kind of like watching stories that are more uplifting, where Jujutsu Kaisen is more like like you're getting crushed mostly, you know. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, but yeah, but what I was gonna say, like for example, like I think Gojo's power is very very interesting, and can lead to very interesting and thoughtful conversations about who can beat him, because it's even questionable. Like let's say we bring somebody like I don't know. Let's bring somebody that's not that strong. Let's say we bring in I don't know. Let's say Gon. Let's say we bring in Gon to the Jujutsu Kaisen world. Could Gon, let's say we give him curse energy, could Gon bypass Limitless? I don't know. I think that I think that's a very interesting question. I'm getting ready here so I can draw a little bit. At least so you have something to look at in the screen while I'm streaming. Oh, that god. Dude, oh my god. Every time I hear that now, I remember that there was like this clip that I saw, and I hadn't you never I didn't realize it when I was watching it because you don't know. But on the beginning of Jujutsu Kaisen, dude, this man was ready to pull out Mahoraga in the first freaking episode of the story. I don't know. Have you seen that, Frank? Mm-hmm. 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 I don't even know what I'm gonna draw, honestly. This was so like improvised. Like I just got home and I was just telling my girl, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna start streaming every Friday, moving forward. No, no, for real. You didn't see that he was ready to dude, let me oh my god, I'm gonna share this actually. Dude, he was legit ready to pull out Mahoraga in the first episode. So, what was it? Toji? Toji? No, Toji. No, Toji's his dad. What's the name of the? Oh my god! I just looked up Fushiguro and Itadori, and it's like people making like cute. Oh my god! Cute clips of them, like their wear a couple. I hate when people do that. It's so cringe. Uh, first episode. Did I find it already? They didn't show it in this video. Dude, literally in the beginning, it's when I'm trying to find it. When 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 um when Juji eats the finger, he does the position, and it's literally on the first episode. And he does this, and then when you're watching the first episode, you don't know it. You don't know what is it that you have to do to summon Mahoraga. You don't even know who Mahoraga is. But in the first episode, he does it. Let's go. Maybe if I look it up, Mahoraga. Oh, there you go. I think I found it. I mean, in his defense, um, he literally just thought the devil was freaking back. Here.
Sure about this one, but when he was fighting Todo, he said he would go serious, and Todo had the same reaction as Sukuna when Hanami invaded Tokyo to Jutsu Finger. I think when he saw Sukuna
Dude, literally.
in the anime, first time he tried to use it was
In the first episode, this guy went, I summon, and then he got stopped. That's crazy. Like, I mean, I get it from his point of view. He probably was thinking, "Holy crap, Sukuna's back," and but dude, it was just one finger, man. I don't know. Yeah, so yes, I mean something that I've been working on drawing lately is it's being able to draw the same character from from multiple angles. It's something that I've been definitely working on lately. Because generally I can build a face very well, but I struggle especially with like the weirder angles. Like if I have to draw a character looking up or down, it's not that hard. But when you're looking at a character looking up, 3/4 angle, blah blah blah, like with weird head positions, I don't really know how to do those kind of things, and I struggle a little bit with that. Oh, thank you. And I'm sure if I show you some of the stuff I've been drawing most recently. Oh, look, I'm gonna show you this. Like this is one of the most recent. This is kind of old. It's not the most recent stuff I've done, but this is one of the most recent stuff I've done. This is kind of old, honestly. This is probably a few years old. I've been mainly focused on writing recently, and um, but thank you, thank you. I'm glad you think it's improving. That's kind of the goal. That's the goal. I don't know if I've shown you that one, honestly. I am kind of like just freeballing it. Pink World. Okay. What the heck is that? Who is user JL3DQ? I want to know who the hell is that. Um, I'm not really drawing anybody in particular. I think I'm gonna end up drawing a character from another project that I'm working on. Um, but no, I think I'm just gonna like freehand somebody. Maybe I'll use them later. But drawing, who the hell, dude? I feel like I have to know who this person is. There's no way some random strange. There's no way a random stranger just hating like that. First chance he gets to see me, he's hating on the content. Who's this? Say who you are. Sure, let me clean this up a little bit. Not equal years. Um, Here's one thing that a lot of people weren't ask me like, why do I prefer to draw on the computer instead of paper? This is why. This kind of stuff. Boom, done. Perfectly equal ear in the other side. It's probably actually not a good, like, honestly, this is probably not a good habit because it probably doesn't allow me to exercise being able to tell like two sides of a character from each other. But I probably should be able to tell when something is exactly the same. Maybe that should be something I should work on. What kind of eyebrows am I gonna? There you go. Some. There you go. And bullshit. And I'm gonna do the same exact thing. No, no. What did I do? How would you do that? How what kind of, I don't know, something like let me look up some reference actually because I've never done that face before. Pick up. Let me see, I don't know. Inverting face man. That would be like something like I guess something like this. I mean, so I mean, the first thing I'm noticing is yeah. So the one of the eyebrows would be straight, like in that face. What I'm first thing I'm noticing is that one of the one of the eyebrows seems to be like more straight. And like a little more raised, but it's also in color. Something like this. Yeah, maybe something like that. I don't know. It just looks cross-eyed to me. This does not look right. I don't know. I'll try something like that later. Yeah, you know what? I think I know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna draw. There's a character in another project I'm doing. I'm trying to get comfortable drawing him because I'm gonna be the one drawing that comic. And he actually does have a similar face structure to this one I'm already doing. Because he has kind of like a long face. Let me grab another brush. The way that I personally always like do her hair, I always just kind of like divide it into like parts. So like this would be one part of the hair, and then this is another part. Then once you are like actually drawing the hair, you can get into the details. But like for example, for this character, I wouldn't really focus too much on this part of the hair because he actually wears a hat. Oops, up in the picture. So some generally I always just start with like building up the character like this, like just blocking out, kind of get a feel for the like shape. Um, like now I'm looking at this and I'm like, do I like the shape? No. There you go. This hat is way too small. Honestly, I would. His face should be long, but not this long. I feel like that is way too long. Let me see. Let me widen this a little bit. That's more like it. But yeah, yeah. Generally, I would just. This is kind of like what I would. This is kind of. Like, this is basically what I do. I block it out. Make sure that I like how the shape is. When you're drawing, can you please tell me why it is such a dot? Um, so generally when I'm drawing, I essentially it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm drawing just for practicing, a lot of times I will just draw shapes um like I'll just draw circles or cubes or cylinders um or cylinders um in a specific perspective. So like let's say I'm trying to practice how to draw angles and stuff like that, I'll do that. Or if I'm trying to practice how to draw faces, I'll just try to draw a lot of faces, and like different kinds of faces. um and one thing that I will tell people that are, if you're starting to learn how to draw, is do not draw the same thing over and over. Like for example, one thing that I did when I was learning how to draw is I drew a lot of portraits. And when I mean by portraits, it's pictures like this, where the character is front facing. You can see everything is the front. You can see the both sides of the face, etc., etc. And I didn't draw a lot of characters facing the side, or like what's known as a 3/4 angle. And I did. That's probably honestly why I'm lacking on those kind of drawings. I probably should have, if I had been drawing those kind of characters, the same amount that I draw them in front first, like front, like I do a front shot, um I would be just as good doing those kind of drawings if I had practiced them as much as I've practiced the other type. So I mean, I'm kind of happy with this shape out of these characters. Let me change the background to gray, not white. So I can start work. But honestly, one thing that I gotta work on drawing is women. I don't drawing women, especially from imagination. Um, yeah, I probably should draw women more. um, but yeah, I mean, essentially, that's the process that I go through. I just think of what am I working, what is one thing that I want to improve on, and then I'll draw that one thing over and over until I get bored or until I get a good result that I'm happy with. Uh, that's when I'm doing like like exercises to improve on something. But if, for example, like let's say I was trying to work on one of my stories where I'm gonna be the one doing the art for it. I just think of it's like, hey, I'm gonna try to design this character, and I always do the eyebrows first. Um, Generally, the way that when I'm doing a face, as you can see, I generally like sculpt out, get like an idea of where everything's gonna be, and then I start eyebrows, nose, mouth, and then I leave the eyes for the last part. The reason I like to leave the eyes for last is because the position of the eyes has a lot to do with the face, and depending on the emotion that you're trying to draw, uh, you don't want to. I don't like starting with the eyes because it can make it a mismatch. It can make it so the character might have like a smile on, but his eyes look sad. Yeah, I really like this shape of the eye. What I'm gonna do is copy this, and then flip. I'm noticing that the eye hole is a little um too separate. I don't think so. I think eyes are actually pretty easy to draw. Um, I mean I mean, I guess out of the face they might be the hardest part because they are the part that has the most amount of details. I guess they're like the most complicated because like the nose is just a shape, the mouth is just a shape, when it's closed. Where eyes, you know, I guess upper lid, they have underlid, they have the eyelashes, there's iris, there is the, I forgot what there's the pupil, there is the I think the white part. I forgot what the white part is. There's a lot of parts in the eye, so I can see why it can be a little harder to draw than the other parts. But I mean, when you really think about it, eyes are kind of like let me see. The way that I always simplify them is like this. Like there is the see, let me see. I'm not very good at teaching this stuff, explaining this stuff from imagination, from memory. Yeah, right. Right. Yeah. Let's look at this. So like there's this part right here. Then there's basically like three parts to like the shape of the eye, and the top one and the bottom one are very different. That's kind of what, and of course, like every eye is different, but like this is just like a general rule. So you want to do something like this, then you want to do something like this, maybe a little more inclined up. And then the next one is the longer one, like, and then the bottom one is actually very different. Uh, where this one you have like it's a little longer. The bottom of the eye, it's more like this. There we go. And actually, and then a lot of times, something that people actually do, you know, when they're trying to shape the eye, is they'll connect this to this, and that's actually not what it will look like. So the eye actually connects somewhere down here, and you have this. Bottom eyelid piece. There you go. Yeah, something like this. And you like just put the eye in the middle. Something like that. Freaking. I hate eyelashes because I never cannot make up my mind on where to make them facing. There you go, something like that. Like this is not the eye that I'm gonna be using because this is a female eye. Or like a little. Yes. That's kind of rough, but yeah, it's essentially that's part of it. Like there is an upper shape that's like something like this, and then a bottom shape that is something like this, like this. There you go, and then you have this shape kind of like separated a little bit to show that it's not as strong. There you go, and then you just draw the circle in the middle. And then like if and like this eye, if you wanted to make it more feminine, generally this is like a trick that I learned. And like if you want to make something more feminine, generally what you do is you instead of giving making it straight, you like have more curves. Something like that. I'm not a master at this, okay? I'm not a master at this. I hope this can give you an idea. Let me see. So like this character, I forgot how to do. Let's say I'm trying to draw this character's eye. Let me go ahead and do that. Gojo. And yeah, then generally after I build a character and I have like a structure already of what the character is going to look like, I just turn down the opacity and actually start drawing what the character will look like. So like let me I have to work very hard on my line confidence. And this is probably that's something that mainly comes from practice. And if I keep drawing more, it'll just improve. But right now, I honestly feel. I mean, I also haven't been drawing in a while. Yeah, that little part right here is like very important because um the way that I was taught it to like I guess and I mean this is now turning into like a pure conversation about eyes, but that's okay. Um you got to think of the eye. This is actually probably like one of the things that I draw the best. Not I draw the best, but like I understand the best. Is the eye is so generally people think of the eye as this right here, and although that's what you can like, even if you look at cartoons, that's what you'll see. The reason like cartoon artists like get to the point they can simplify it so well without having all of the other lines, and you can still and they still look right is because they learn a lot of like the fundamentals. And I'm turning into an art teacher now. But when you think of the eye is not it's not a circle, right? It's a sphere. And why is it important that you think of the eye as a sphere, like a little bowl, instead of a circle? Because then you realize that the eyelids are kind of like triangular things that are covering it. And they're not even triangular, right? They're more like a pyramid, each of them, right? And it's like a little part right there. And then this one right here is more like a rectangle, like a prism. And then same with that one, right? And then this one covers more of the eye. It's not right. Okay, see? This is horrible. You can tell I haven't done this part in a while. Maybe something like this. You turn down the opacity like I always do after you build it. And then you can actually see the shape right here. Right? It's like what the actual eye looks like. That's the eyes would be, I guess the eye would be actually bigger than that. Yeah, that's part of the problem. I made the eye too small. I was thinking of the pupil. Like this right here actually wouldn't be the pupil. Not the pupil, the iris. Yeah, the iris. Same thing. No, you can see these eyes are a little more close. And then something that I do when you're trying to make like eyelids or like wrinkles and stuff in the face, there's two things you can do. One is soften up the pencil a little bit, and instead of making the whole thing connect, let people let the person that's looking at the art's imagination like fill in the line. So like instead of doing a full line like this for the eyelid, you want to like let people think they can see the line. Let me see, they think that. This is worse than the other one, but I think you can get the idea. Oh, but the actually there was something else I wanted to say, that technique of thinking the eye is a sphere instead of a ball, and that those things are like okay. Shot bus is way too big. Shot bus smaller. Ooh, someone's coming. Hi. Come up. You wanna come say hi? You wanna stay here while I draw? Yeah, I'm gonna try to stream moving forward every Friday. Thinking like at 7 or 8. Um, I'm gonna do at least 2 hours. Go a little longer, but I'm gonna do at least 2 hours, right? And I mainly want to stick to. I mean, mainly gonna be drawing, just chatting about stuff, comics and stuff like that. And generally, I'm not gonna freehand it. This was more a little more improvised. I'm gonna try to topic of discussion. Um, that way we can, so the conversation can be a little more focused. Right? Stay here while I draw. Even. Yeah, she left. I don't know what else to do with this face. You know what? Actually, let me do something that I should be doing. Or I'm gonna try to do this face from the side. Um, the way that I always do this face is. This is just me sketching just to have something on the screen. The guest left me full of hair. He's shedding like crazy. Oh, she's coming back. She's coming back. Yay. Hi. I should have just done a video gaming stream on. Frank, do you still play League of Legends? I don't know. I mean, so mainly what I play is Apex Legends, and I'm really bad at it. I play a card game called Marble Snaps. That one I'm very good at. That looks like from the side. What's the cowboy hat look like? I play Marble Snap, which is a card game, and I'm really good at that one. I also play. I've been trying to get into League of Legends for a while, but I don't really play it enough. Um, yeah, that's kind of mainly it. I mean, I also play like fantasy games like Baldur's Zelda, those kind of things. Dude, I don't know what a cowboy hat looks like from the side. Cowboy hat. Not really anything specific. Um, Mainly I just want to be able to draw and chat with you guys, and like every now and then I'll be playing video games, and then oh wait, I think I see a mistake. Oh, okay, so I'm starting to see something that I so part of a cowboy hat is like a little that part. Mm-hmm. no. Yeah, there you go. That's actually starting to look more like a cowboy hat. Oh yeah, that makes such a big difference. Jesus Christ. That is such a big difference already. All right, Pink, we're okay. Hope you like it. Uh, did you subscribe? You should subscribe so you can follow along. So you can get notified, and then hit the notification thing so you can get notified when I'm streaming next time. I'm actually getting close to cutting the chat. Like, I wasn't planning to get that much later than 10. It just took a lot longer to start than I expected because I was not able to figure out how to get Streamlabs to work really fast. But so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead and cut it here. I'll see you guys next Friday. I'll be posting on the Discord channel, on the channel, when I'm gonna be streaming next, and we'll probably be talking about certain topics, and I'll be asking Discord what topics do you guys want me to cover, and where do you guys want to go from? Like, what do you guys think? And probably within 2 to 3 weeks, I think. Oh, okay. Why didn't I get notified that somebody subscribed? That's weird. Why didn't I hear the notification? Oh, that's weird. Okay. Well, for some reason it didn't notify. It was supposed to pop on the stream, but maybe I didn't see it. But yeah, I'm gonna cut it right here. See you guys next Friday, and then I'll keep